Peace. Usawe, guys. Yo, I got a few questions that I want to ask you guys. First, is there a Taino language and can it be resurrected? And also, what's the most realistic way to bring back an Arawakan based language? And what's this that I hear that there are still like grandfathers and great grandmothers who still speak the language? So I'm hoping that you guys can give me some clarity on this.
Me first? Yes, please. Who speaks the Taino language? Can you show me that? That's bull. That's bullshit. Ain't nobody speaking the Taino language. Anybody who tells you that they were passed down the Taino language is full of shit. You know how you kill that? This is how you kill that. Ask them what are the personal pronouns to their language. Because if they were speaking, at one point or another, they had to be addressed and somebody else had to be addressed. So if they can't answer that, they ain't speaking no damn language. Not at all.
I've never...
That's smart.
That's true, because that's the one thing about the Taino community is that you always have that one dude who says that one their grandparents taught them a language, and that I think I forgot the other guy who says that his grandfather taught him a language.
There's a lot of those.
Wasn't allowed to speak it.
I've dealt with a lot of people who say that. Now, here's the thing: there's loan words that have consistently been passed down over the test of time, right? And that's cool. But even if you add all those together, you don't have a pidgin language. So it's kind of silly when somebody says, yo, my grandfather or my grandmother. Somebody told me that their grandfather was selective and very careful of what he revealed to him. Like, come on, man.
That doesn't make any sense.
Come on, man.
And that's not to say that in PR and DR that the Taino words is not present. It still is. It's still alive. But it doesn't mean that it's a full resurrected language. You can't resurrect the language, but the most well-known speakers is Garifuna, Lokono, Kalinago, Wayu. Wayu is one of them. Am I right?
Kalinago has no speakers.
No speakers, and the only one who has them is Garifuna.
Right. Kalinago are basically going through the same thing we're going through. They're trying to get this.
They're trying to get their stuff like us, basically like us in a way.
And they can, because their language is pretty thoroughly documented, and they could always go to the Garifuna and get reference points. From them.
Even though the spellings and the pronunciation be different, because the Garifuna use like the African kind of tone a little bit, but they can still get the information. Like Keisha Joseph is doing, she wants to work with a lot of Garifuna speakers, and I think that's exactly what she's doing.
That's a smart move on her part.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what she's trying to do.
I would say the Garifuna are the ones who speak Kalinago.
Yeah, they speak Kalinago.
That's what I would say. Yeah. And for those who understand what I'm saying, you get it, right? Yeah. They basically became the custodians of that language. The Kalinago going through the same thing we're going through, they're probably going to have an easier time resurrecting their language. Now, the Taino language, can we resurrect the Taino language? Hell no. Is there a Taino language? Hell no. It's dead. People are going to get upset at that. Wait, calm down. It's not over. The question that you posed, can we resurrect an Arawakan language?
That's right.
I love that he said it like that, because that's what we can do. We can create a language within Arawakan principles, structure, and that will be our language.
That will be our language.
But let's be realistic. Resurrecting a Taino language, that's not going to happen. What's more realistic to do? Let's resurrect an Arawakan language. We could use whatever's left of the Taino. Of course, you throw them into the lexicon. But we're going to have to study all these relative Arawakan language, all of them. Anyone you could get a hold of. Just to grasp the concept of how Arawakan languages work, how the structure works, how the syntax works. That's more realistic. But all this nonsense of, oh, my grandmother had this, or my father passed me down that, that's very disingenuous, and you're lying. And you know you're lying. And I can't build with you if you're gonna do that.
And one of the things I'll say too, another thing that's a little bit kind of my pet peeve is some of the people, they use a lot of like Lokono base and Kalinago base, and they call it a Taino language, but they don't really reference where they get that language from. Am I right?
Yeah, that's misleading. We don't have to do that, guys. We really don't have to do that. The interesting part is the Lokono, the ones that we're dealing with, or the ones that these organizations are dealing with, you got like Waki dealing with some Lakota speakers, UCTP dealing with Lakota speakers. They understand where we're coming from when we're trying to get something back. So let's not just rip them off. And anybody who's new to the Taino community, can we not mislead them and just be honest? And if you have a 3-word sentence and 2 out of the 3 words are coming from Lacono or Garifuna, that's not Taino. And sometimes we catch some flack being a little younger and not known, but these things have to be said. Some of the elders are kind of like a little off with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to respect you if you're doing that. Because number one, you're lying to me and you're being a little disingenuous. And number two, you're ripping off another people, and do they know that you're doing that? We don't have to do that. Arawakan languages, there's a certain level of consistency in those languages. Just study them, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
You see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe we can resurrect an Arawakan language. That's what I'm going to do probably the rest of my life. Try it, and hopefully eventually do that. But I want to be realistic with it and not do all this fantasy romance stuff.
That's a fact.
That's a turnoff. In addressing the loan words from other languages, listen, if you're going to extract words from another Arawakan lexicon, I'm going to propose this. Can we please at least extract words that have a stream of consistency throughout all the Arawakan languages? What do I mean by this? This is what I mean by this. Check out the way they say name in Arawakan languages, Garifuna, Kalinago, and Lacono. They say Iri, right? In all 3 of those languages, Iri is name. So we could extract that. But if you got a Taino group over here, a Taino group over there, and they extract this word for name, or this word for life, this word for water, you got a whole bunch of Arawakan languages that nobody could even understand each other. It's like, where does it go? You got all these are Taino languages. You got 3 different Taino languages, 50 million Taino languages. So let's extract words that maintain a consistency throughout these languages, like Iri, name, Bani, mine. That's consistent in all the Arawakan languages. How about the word for dance? For dance, in Lacono it's Ibina, in Garifuna it's Abanaha, and in Kalinago I think it's Abana, right? So you see how close that is? Let's extract those words first, and then we'll decide later what words we could take, borrow, I'm gonna say borrow, and hopefully with permission, and we could put them into our lexicon.
Especially though, like water for water, right? That's another one. Like, they use the word ni, but the word, I think, to me, in my opinion, the general word for water is tuna. You know what I'm saying? Would be tuna, because when you use tuna, it's generally mean water. If anything with a ni in it, when I would look at it, it's something that you drink it or something like that. You take it. I don't know, in Garifuna, they use the word for tuni, which means to drink or something.
Duni?
Yeah.
Duna is water.
It's water.
We have doni, dona, however you want to do that, right? We have a word for water. Now, I see people using ni, right? Now, this is just my opinion, but ni, in my opinion, is a contraction of the word onyabu. O-N-I-A-B-O. A-B-O, right? O-N-I-A-B-O. And you see it always kind of contracted and attached to a word stem or whatever. Right? But it looks like a contracted word, ni. But when you go to Lacono, you see onyabu, right? And it means water.
Just like the carrot word for rain, that's onabo, which means rain. You know, so, and you have onabo in it, onyabo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we're gonna extract words from another group's lexicon, let them have some consistency in these words, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Why not we're using Iri? I posted on Facebook one time, how do the Tainos say what's your name? And I got all these other answers except a way to say what's your name. Well, I say Daini Ka, my name is. Ka is unnecessary at the end of the word. Dairi is fine. You just leave it at Dairi, my name, right? But how do you say what's your name?
That's true.
What word are we going to use for what?
That's true.
The Lacono have ama, what? Garifuna ka kate, what? the Kalinago, the 1665 Breton Dictionary. They have, I think, Kate also.
They have the Kate, right? K-A-T, right?
Right, Kate.
Yeah.
So let's look at that and decide which one we want to do. I'm mostly riding with either Ka or Kate, because when you see this Arawakan languages go into the Antilles, you see Ama gets dropped, and then you see Ka, Kate. So it's probably more likely we use Ka or Kate.
Another thing is they don't sometimes they don't roll the R's in the languages. And one of them we have to address is I think we were just thinking about this today with the French.
Yeah.
With the French. With your Borica and Moin.
Right.
All of that stuff, we have to address that too.
Okay, you guys are saying bull, excuse me, ubo moen.
Yeah.
That's what you guys are saying, right? Okay, that's incorrect. It's not obu moen.
Yeah.
Okay? M-O-I-N in a French grammar is more on the lines of moi, moi, moi. Okay? That N is nasalized, man.
Yeah, we coming from an English, we trying to pronounce the word from an English perspective.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's in French, you know? And the way he just said it, it's moi, it's more of a nasalization being used.
That's correct.
Yeah.
What you gotta do, right? Those words that you're extracting for the Kalinago, and you're using it as Taino, go to a French speaker who writes and speaks French and ask them, how do you pronounce this? And when you hear them speak, you're gonna realize, yo, you were wrong. You guys are adding these the N's and you're pronouncing it as the way it's spelled, but that's not it. That is French grammar. That has to go.
It's fact.
Okay? And the reason why I'm saying this with like a certain level of like emergency, is because there's a lot of silly stuff going on.
It's a lot of
And this is basic. You don't have to be a linguist for some of this stuff. Some of this stuff is very basic. All you have to do is just take 15 minutes, check out French grammar, or ask somebody who speaks French and writes French, and ask them to read that for you. How would you say this?
That's it.
Okay?
Go to a Haitian guy. What's up?
Right. I see S-E-M-I-G-N a lot, right? That you're saying semin. I don't know if that's what you want to say, but that's what you're saying, semin. When you say obu moen or ubo moen, that's incorrect. It's more on the lines of ubomwa, okay? Because that's French. So just be very careful of that and be very aware of that. Be careful with the dictionaries, man. They're very misleading. You're gonna have to put some work in. You're gonna have to put some work in. And I remember seeing a video of Keisha Joseph, and she said, "Be careful with the dictionary," and that's 100.
true.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. Yeah.
That's a fact. Just keep in mind that when you're dealing with these dictionaries, whatever language it's written in, you got to deal with it on that level. Okay. So if you're gonna start using English grammar with that, learn how to convert it, man, because it's not the same. So, simple stuff here. Simple stuff. And I don't like women saying Taino D. I think they should say Taino Do. That's something I like.
All right.